Sup guys, Time here. I was recently asked by a couple of friends to do a video tour of my garages, so well, I thought why not? To start this video I am first going to show you my apartment. So this is Visa Plaza number 70, which costs about $400,000 I think. Yeah, you should know the interior obviously, because there's only a couple different interiors in this game. The main thing about these apartments are the views, and I think out of all the apartments that I've seen, this one had the best views. So first of all we have this window here where we can see the beach of course, and we have the pier. Also way down in the corner there we can just see the airport. Very cool. Then over here we have Vinwood Hills. Then on this window here, if we look this way, you can, yeah, it's not really visible now, but you can just see the Vinwood sign. It's on that hill there with the antenna on top of it. Yeah, pretty good views then. But let's go to the garage. So this is of course my main garage. This is where I store the vehicles that I use the most. And well, the first thing you'll notice is that all the vehicles have the same colors. So I use a metallic orange with an ice white pearlescent, and then for a secondary color I use carbon black, again metallic, and also carbon wheels. Before you ask how did I get all the money, I just played a lot of missions really. They are really the easiest way to earn money fast without buying shark cards of course, which I haven't bought. I haven't bought any shark cards. The only bonuses I really got were the pre-order bonus, the $1 million you got at the beginning of the game, and the recent one, the rebates. Yeah, the 25% rebate, and there's also some 10% rebates, but those for some reason I never received back. If you sign up to the Live Invader pages of certain websites, you know, certain companies in the game, you can also get rebates, which I did, but I never got the rebates back. Weird, but anyway. And yeah, also I just played a lot of ice really. And they also really help. If you have a good crew, that is, of course. But anyway, let's start over on this side. So this is the Kuruma, the armored version, of course. This is probably the car that I drive the most, obviously because it's so difficult for people to shoot you out of. It's a pretty fast car. Oh yeah, by the way, I have all the performance upgrades on all these cars, so they're all fully upgraded. I forgot to mention that. So yeah, that's the Kuruma. Yeah, it's a fast car. It's obviously a bit heavy because it's armored, but yeah. No, it's a rally car. It's partly based on the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 10, partly on the Subaru. So yeah. Then over here we have the Shafter. It's the fastest sedan in the game. I don't really drive this car too often actually, because I'm not really a fan of these massive sedans. You know, it has the front end of a Mercedes and then the rear end of a BMW, which, I don't know, it looks alright. It's not the best looker, but it works. Yeah, if you're looking for sedan racing, this is easily the best car to have, because it blows everything out of the water. Over here then we have the Xeon Cabrio. Yeah, there's two versions of this car. There's the Cabrio version, which I have here of course, and then there is also a hardtop version. In terms of performance, they both perform exactly the same, so there's no difference whatsoever. This is the fastest coupe, however, which did surprise me a little bit actually, because there's another $200,000 coupe or something, Aston Martin based one, and that one isn't really that fast actually. So I was kind of surprised, because this one, I don't know how much it costs actually. I took it off the street, so well, that says enough really. Anyway, moving on, we have the fastest compact car. Well, just about the fastest. This is the Rhapsody of course. Not sure about the looks of this car. There's a front end of a VW Golf of course, but then the back end, I mean, I don't know what that's supposed to be, honestly, but it looks ugly. Long story short. Well, yeah, I do like the front end, but that's about it. Then over here we have the Batty 801. I don't do a whole lot of bike racing, I'm not really a bikes person, of course. But it is the fastest bike in the game. I mean, that having said, the only reason why it is the fastest is because you can wheelie at it at every speed, and with the Akuma, which is also a very fast bike, you cannot do that at high speeds. However, the Akuma is much quicker in the corners, I believe. So it's really, you know, it's a, if you have long straights, then probably the Batty is the best way to go, and for more technical tracks you get the Akuma. But I do have the Batty in this car simply because I think the Batty is better looking. Yeah. Over here then, this is where things start to get a bit more serious. This is the $1 million car, the Sterling GT. Obviously you have the going doors. Just listen to this car, just for fun. I mean, that's a proper classic sound. I love it. Yeah, we have of course the going doors like I said. Then on the back we have the spare wheel, which does help with traction. It does actually add to the traction stat, which I didn't really know, but I mean you can also feel it, because without the tire the rear end is really all over the place. So, I mean, beautiful car though, I love it. Love it, love it. Then over here we have the T20, which in turn is $2.2 million. Obviously this one was recently added in the Ill-Gotten Gains Part 2 update. You know, it's the fastest supercar, and that's really why you should have it. It's a good looking car too. It's not my favorite car, not the best looking car I think. And obviously we have also the spoiler here, which tracks at a certain kind of speed, and also serves as an air brake. Very cool. Oh yeah, by the way, another thing that all my cars have in common is they all have the same number plate, which is just, well, an abbreviation for my name. So yeah, that's a T20 based on the McLaren P1 of course. So over here then we have, I'd say, the car which is definitely in my top 3 favorites. We have the Dominator. You know, I'm a bit of a muscle car guy. I'll be honest about that. You know, I love this car. Partly based on the Camaro, partly based on the Mustang. It looks great. I love it. This is my kind of car. Aggressive looking, you know. And over here we have the Insurgent. And for free roam, this is probably the best car to have, because it's so difficult to blow up. You know, it takes about 7 or 8 sticky bombs before it finally gives up. And yeah, it can even survive about 3 RPG or tank shots, which is quite impressive. It's also pretty fast for such a massive car. It did surprise me a bit actually. We do of course still have the camouflage effect in this car, so it's not entirely the same colors as all the other cars have, but you know, you can store it in your garage, which is the main thing really. Then over here we have the Huntley S, fastest SUV in the game by a long way. It's also a good looking car too. I think all the Enos cars are some of the more better looking cars in my personal opinion, you know, the Bentley based cars. And yeah, good looking car. It's pretty quick for an SUV, nice handling too. Anyway, oh yeah, another thing you may notice is that some of the cars have off-road tires on them. So all the cars that I prefer to use in racing have off-road tires. The reason for that is off-road tires are my personal preferred choice of tires. So off-road tires work the best. They absorb the bumps the best out of all the other tires. I think the same thing. It was the same story really with San Andreas. Yeah. Then all the other cars I just fitted with sport tires. So the sport tires are the balanced sort of tire. Yeah, let's go to my other garages. Let's take the Dominator actually. I haven't driven it for a while. turning that off, yep. Love the noise of this thing as well. Very American. I'm not a secret American or an American, but I love it. I love American cars. Well, I can show you my Pegasus vehicles too now, I think. Just for fun.
Hello, Pegasus Lifestyle Management. How can I help you?
So first off we have the Reno tank, of course, which is really... I bought it really to mess around with the cops and stuff, which used to be my favorite activity in San Andreas pretty much. And then we have the Buzzard, fastest chopper in the game, not by much, but it is the quickest, and you know, out of all the choppers it's my favorite handling chopper. I know the Savage has better weapons, but really if it's about flying, the Buzzard just blows it out of the water. The Savage is like a flying bigwig. And then we have the Hydra. I mean, this one needs no introduction. The fighter plane, virtual takeoff, yeah, again, memories of San Andreas. And then we finally have the Dingy, and it's the fastest boat in the game, and that's really the only reason why I have it.
Call again. Goodbye.
Anyway, so this is the second car that I bought. This is Unit 2. Yeah, it's Unit 2. And so in these two garages, the other two garages that I have, I just keep... No, it's a mixture of my other preferred cars in racing, and also a mixture of cars that I just wanted to have, or that bring back memories from other GTA. So, no, really, all the cars that I have do have a good reason why I have them. That's kind of another thing that my friend said about that I should do a video talk, because I told them that a lot of the cars that I have are either here for racing, or they have a nostalgic reason, or they have nostalgic reasons for why I have them. So over here then we have the C-Type. This used to be the fastest sports classic car until the Stinger GT came around, which just blows everything out of the water. No, it's a Bugatti based car. It's a beautiful looking car, I must say. It's a Bugatti based car. Not sure which Bugatti it is anymore, however. But yeah, it's a pretty quick car. Moving on, we have the LG RH8, the fastest sports car in the game by a long way. Again, you know, I love this thing. It's based on the Nissan GTR, which is one of my favorite cars in real life. And yeah, it's beautifully handled. It's not necessarily the quickest in a straight line, but the handling is just amazing of this thing. Yeah, if you go sports racing, buy this thing. Really do it. And over here then we have the Fugitive, which is another sedan. I'm not sure about this one. I like it. I like the looks. I like the noise of the engine. Maybe I should quickly turn it on. So it's based on a Chevy, of course. So the Chevy also based on Chevys, I think. And yeah, it's a good car, and it's also one of the fastest sedans. The only thing that bothers me is that there's almost no customization to it whatsoever, only the standard options. And that's a bummer, because I think if this one, if it just had the sport, then it could easily be challenging the Shafter, I think. And then this one would have probably been my preferred choice for sedan racing, yes. Moving on, we have another Venus car, the Cognoscenti Cabrillo. Again, a very good looking car. Obviously Bentley based, like I said. And this one is one of the, I think there's only two hardtops in the game. I think it's this one and the Sentinel. And this one, out of all the cars, does have, I think, the best roof retracting animation. Very fast, very smooth. Let's put it back up again too. So there we have it. I do hope that Rockstar will one day add normal Cognoscenti to one from GTA 4 in the game as well. You know, in the sedans class or something, because that one was also a pretty sweet car. For such a big sedan it handled really well actually, from what I can remember. And finally then we have the Akuma, which I talked about earlier. Now, it's not the best looker, but in the corners it's by far and away the fastest bike. Over here then we have the Osiris, $1.8 million, and a lot of people find this car a bit of a disappointment, but I don't, because if it's about looks I do prefer this car over the T20. And also, you know, of course we also have the going doors, but then there's also the noise. Because again, a lot of people were disappointed by the noise, but I quite like it actually, it's alright. Based on the Ferrari LaFerrari, of course. Well, partly on the LaFerrari and partly on the Pagani with the weird name, which I can't speak out. Moving on, we have the Sub Turbo. This car is really here for nostalgic reasons. You know, GTA Vice City. It was one of my favorite cars. Not the favorite car. That one's just over there. And also from GTA 4, of course. Yeah, but you know, it's an alright car in this game actually. Also very good looking. So of course we have the GTA Vice City GTA 4 style hood, the classic hood. And yeah, it's a classic, you know, it's a classic. Then we have the Dubster 6x6, 6-wheeler, amazing off-road. It's kind of the level 100 gift car kind of thing, because it unlocks at level 100. You can take 6 people with it. It's a bit of an, you know, it's a ridiculous car, and that's why I like it. End of story. That's why I like it. Then we have the Gang Burrito, fastest van in the game, and this one is also partly due to nostalgic reason, because this car was first seen in GTA Vice City, and in that game this car was actually my favorite car, because you know, it was different than all the other things kind of. I just liked something about it. I can't explain what it is, but I just liked it more than anything else. And I can't really explain what it was. It was amazing. That's what it was. Long story short, it was amazing and my favorite car in that game. And that's why I have it here as well. And because it's the fastest van. Speaking of fastest cars, this is the fastest utility car. This is the Sadler. And that's really the only reason why I have it. So moving on to the final garage, let's take the Dominator again. By the way, the reason why I bought these two garages here is indeed because you may see it on the map, but the mod shop is literally around the bend. There's also a ammunition right there too. And these are also the closest garages to my apartment. Moving on then, this is the final one. This one is called 331 Supply Street. The only thing that's a bit weird about this one is the marker to enter the garage is on the same place as the pole. I'm not sure why I did that, but you know, it still works, no problem. Anyway then, starting on the left here, this is actually the first car that I got in this game, and I got this car at the mission where at one of the introductory missions where you have to steal a car and upgrade it and put insurance on it and stuff, and then most of the upgrades you get are actually for free. But yeah, this is the Sultan, and again a nostalgic car. It's also the fastest 4-door car in this game, again. But yeah, this was my favorite car in GTA San Andreas. It's based on the, well, again on the Mitsubishi, partly on the Mitsubishi and partly on the Subaru. I think this one is more the Subaru based car actually. But it again has sort of references from both cars. So it's again a rally car of course. And yeah, it's great in this car. I'd say it's also one of my favorite cars in this game again as well. Simply because the handling is just amazing of this thing. Perfectly fits my driving style. So over here we have the Asia, of course the Dacia based car. Look at that massive wing. Just look at it. I mean, this car is another one of these ridiculous sort of fun cars that they added in the game. And that's why I really have it. Then we have the Felon GT, which I'm not sure what this car really is based on. It looks like a Jaguar from the front to me. Yeah, it's not a Cabrillo, of course. Yeah, the front end of the thing is really heavy, so if you have head-on collision even at relatively modest speeds, the car will just, I mean, it will almost sometimes flip over. And then over here we have the Panto, the smart car. This thing, I mean, it handles like a go-kart, and that's probably that's really the only reason why it is the second fastest coupe car. Not by much, actually. It handles like a go-kart. It's insane how quick this thing can corner. And on the straight line it's not bad either, you know. And it does get beaten by the Rhapsody, but I mean, it's a fun car, very fun car. Then we have the Sanchez, which is the fastest off-road class car. Also a very nostalgic sort of vibe, because this one has been in GTA for ages now. You know, there aren't many upgrade options on this thing, which, I mean, for that reason they added the Enduro, the other off-road bike, but the Enduro is just terrible for races, because it's so slow. Moving on then, this is the Stinger GT. This is pretty expensive, $900,000 I think it was. But you know, just look at it, it's beautiful. One of the most beautiful cars in the game, I'd say. And yeah, it's based on the Ferrari 250 GTO, which in real life is actually my favorite car, and that's well, the main reason why I bought it. And also of course because it's such a good looker. And you know, it's pretty fast in the straight line too. It's not really the fastest classics car out there, but you know, it's a very average car, very good. Over here then, this is again my kind of car, the Centorno. It's a Lamborghini, what's this based on? Sesto Elemento? Anyway, it's based on a Lamborghini. I love the spoiler on this thing, that's a proper racing spoiler, I like it a lot. A lot of people seem to find it ugly, but I don't, I love it. It's great. It's a good looking car, I mean, from every angle it's just aggressive, and I like cars that look aggressive. And of course you have the big ass exhaust. Yeah, I won a lot of races in this thing. Obviously this used to be the fastest supercar in the game, and yeah, I won most of my races in this thing. Good memories, and not planning to sell this thing anytime soon, because it's still very competitive too. And also of course it's $1 million cheaper than the well, over $1 million cheaper than the Osiris, which is the next closest thing that comes to this. Well, the T20 is obviously also quicker than this, but that one's even more expensive, so if you're looking to race on the budget, then this is the bargain of a century nowadays. We have then the Slam Van. This thing, man, you need to be a good driver for this thing, because man, the brakes are bad on this thing. It's a typical classic American car. You've got the big engine in the front, it's pretty quick in a straight line, and then everything else about this car is just terrible, especially the brakes, like I said. But yeah, this is another car that I have for nostalgic reasons. Obviously from GTA San Andreas, and it also appeared in The Lost and Damned. Yeah, but it's a fun car to drive, you know. Like I said, big challenge. Then we have the Patriot, obviously best known from GTA, well, from multiple GTAs, but especially from GTA 4, I'd guess. Yeah, why do I have this car? Well, my dad actually owns this car in real life. Well, it's a second hand, of course, he's not that rich either. Yeah, that's really the main reason why I have this car, no other reason than that. And also of course from the previous GTAs, because this one has been in GTA for quite some time as well. Obviously the Hummer based car it is. And then finally, last car I have is the Guardian, this big monster off-road car, of course. Yeah, I'm not really sure why I bought this thing actually. Maybe because it's so big, and yeah. It's I don't really drive this car too much, but for off-roading it's a good car actually. I took it out to Mount Chiliad once, but that's really the only time I've actually used this thing. But yeah, those are my garages, those are the cars that I have. The bikes rack of course are also filled, but I just bought every bike that are in the game. There are 6 bikes in the game. So the first 2 garages are full with the 3 sports bikes, and then in this garage I just have the other 3 bikes, you know, the BMX and the off-road bike and the normal bike, the standard one. I've never even used the bikes, I just bought them to fill the bikes rack really. But anyway, those are my garages. Hope you liked this video, and I'll see you next time.